All right, Chukwudi Okoli Ogbaja is right here with us this morning. Chukwudi, good to see you.
Good morning, Nigeria. We have to give it to the fatherland before studio mates. How are you doing?
Very well.
The one that didn't meet Osusu. It's okay. We'll school you. Hello, Claire.
Hi, Chukwudi. Good morning. Please
Good
tell
morning.
her. Yes, please tell her.
Go follow us in struggle.
No, I'm not struggling. I like my position. I'm closer to the Gen Zs, and that's a good thing.
That's
so
it.
let's look at the papers quickly
Okay,
now.
Gen Z.
The papers
Yes.
begin with the Blueprint newspaper this morning. The lead story here is on the issues in the PDP. November 15, PDP neck. Turaki Lamido locked in national chairmanship tussle. The Riders Party suspends aspirant screening ex-Jigawa governor, threatens legal action. He's a latecomer. Turaki supporters fire back. All right, you want to find out all the drama going on. A copy of the Blueprint to do you good. Away from that, we have unease in Cameroon as 92-year-old President Biya secures 8th term. Other writers right there, copy would help with that. Another one here says terrorism trial. I have no case to answer, says Nnamdi Kanu. That's on page 11. U.S.-China trade agreement pushes up global oil prices. That's on page 19. FATF delisting will boost investor confidence in Nigeria. That's according to SEC. In the green strip at the bottom of the front page of the Blueprint this morning, we have you what that to Nigerians. Hold governors, local government chair accountable. They get triple allocations, and details on page 7. Finally, at the top of the masthead, we have federal government targeting community silos to sustain drop in food prices. And that's according to KRE. All right, let's see the New Telegraph now. New Telegraph says, I'm being pressured to join APC, says Muftwang. That's the governor of Plateau State, as Oyebanji emerges ruling party's consensus candidate for Ekiti Guba. Edo APC to suspend commissioners sent out of ESCO meeting for not wearing a Shiwaju cap. Interesting. Pages 3, 4, and 5 will guide you on that. Terrorism trial is also right here. Kano makes U-turn, abandons plan to enter defense. ADC alleges federal government manipulating food prices for political gains. Right, just beside the picture story, which of course is on all the papers this morning. That's talking about the new service chiefs and the order by the president to them. It's also right here. Beside that, we have minimum wage. Resident doctors list 19 demands to avert November 1 strike. Say action followed the expiration of 30-day ultimatum. And we have Undo. That's the kicker. Bandits pay us 150,000 naira monthly as spies. That's coming from a suspect. And we have troops kill 10 Boko Haram insurgents in Borno. Finally, in the green strip at the bottom of the New Telegraph this morning, we have skipping nighttime brushing raises heart disease risk. That's according to a study.
Okay, Chukwudi. I have very, three, should I say, important stories that will do. First is the stories that are on top of the leadership masthead. One dead, others escape as two-story building collapse in Lagos. And the other one is just by the side there. World's oldest President Paul Biya re-elected in Cameroon. I mean, the story of Lagos and building collapse. This one is happening again in the Oyibu area. By this paper, it's one of the buildings, marked as distressed. And just a few days ago, there were reports of some residents along Wonshoki, protesting demolition of their property and all that. So this has been going on in Lagos.
Yes, it's been going on, and it's likely to go on, go further than what we have seen so far. So I'm not going to really bother myself talking about something that is inevitable in Lagos. The shame of it is what I'll dwell on, in the sense that in all of this, I don't get to hear the NSE, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, raising their voice, asserting themselves as people who are first tasked with ensuring that integrity of structures, is upheld whenever anyone wants to erect anything. Their voice is so feeble. They used to be very very, very loud in my time as a news anchor and all that. We're always talking about Nigerian Society of Engineers. Of late, I don't get to hear about them. What are they doing about?
What would you have wanted them to do? Because we've had them on this program.
They are a pressure group.
And they've talked about what they have done. In fact, they came with research, works that they have done, causes of this collapse and what can be done.
Yes.
And they also said they have also extended, recommendations to people and builders. But I don't know. So is there anything new that they could have done?
I'm not saying that they should take branches of trees and get on a trail of what do the NLC people do? Aluta continua, Victoria, etc. I'm not saying they should get that dramatic. But the point is that a good crop of engineers could make life hellish for the Ministry of Works or Housing of a particular government by being on their back over what is not being, harped on, insisted on. So there's a lot they can do as professional people.
I think it's
doctors do not let you come in as a quack to mess up their job. They don't do that.
I think it's one too many in Lagos. Every day you record one.
It's just not right.
Yes. It's not, and when buildings are marked as distress, I think occupants should comply and relocate for their safety. It's not.
They don't have a choice, really. So if a building is marked as unsafe and you're still there, in fact, litigation against you should be the next step. It's not just you not wanting to save your life from the calamity that looms.
Okay, let's move.
You should be taken for criminal,
World oldest President Paul Biya, re-elected in Cameroon. I mean, this has been trending.
Whom did they call? Is it Leviel, the old one? That was Hufe Boigny of Ivory Coast in those days. Paul Biya has taken over from him. The problem with people like him, let me ask you, do you get to hear about Cameroon?
Is it his problem?
Do you get to hear about Cameroon in the world? You don't.
Maybe when they play
They
football.
are not in the news.
Maybe football.
Football.
That was when the fantastic Nkono. Did you know that goalkeeper?
Yes.
You should have known him. The man said he saw two movements. An Nkono that was erect and an Nkono that was on the ground with the ball. He didn't say the transition. Let's talk about what we're talking about. Paul Biya is taking up trouble for his country. There is going to be a succession battle when eventually he bows out of the scene. Mark my words. It's unfortunate.
At the moment, there are issues. The report here says 6 killed already. At the moment,
it will be total
tension.
bedlam, cacophony when he leaves that post.
Well, there's a story here that interests me away from Cameroon. Like you said, nobody talks about Cameroon.
Nobody talks about it.
So let's look at this story on JAMB. JAMB approves 85 gifted underage candidates for 2025 admission. I'm sure we follow the story, how some candidates who scored well were asked to come write another exam, and then eventually they picked 85. So I'm thinking that, well, if we have underage candidates who, are really gifted, why not just leave it open so that everybody can write the exam? If you do well, then...
No, you're not going to leave it open. Not everybody's precocious.
Because I'm thinking of this...
There are rules.
There are people.
There are rules.
There are some children that are made to advance life. When you see them harness their effort. So they are not going to leave it open like that. It's for precocious children, people who
My point is, some children who are underage did not take the risk to write at all. Probably they would have fallen in this category.
No.
Right?
No.
Maybe they would have done well instead of having to wait.
Please go ahead.
Yes, I like your activist insistence on justice. Incidentally, even in your home, where you come from, injustice is not too assured. Fair is fair, they say, but fair is not a friend of the world all the time. Just
a moment on the issue of Cameroon. Both of you say Cameroon is not talked about anywhere. I don't think that's a fair objective comment.
I hear about other West African countries.
Yes, but you don't know what's happening.
I don't hear about Cameroon.
No, but you don't know what is happening in their country. Let's not say they're not talked about. Cameroon is a sovereign nation. You understand? And we're talking about Cameroon here.
Because the man at 92 wants to rule into his 6 feet under. I don't want to call it GRAVE. That's why you get... When did you hear about Cameroon the last time?
All right.
Let's have an answer.
Our producer says it's time to go. Skipping nighttime brushing raises heart disease risk. Take note.
Skipping what?
Skipping night brushing can
What
cause...
kind of brushing?
Brushing your teeth at night.
No, you needed to qualify that. Because
what do you brush? What else do you brush?
Does he know the price of toothpaste now? Look, you see, these Gen Z, these people that are very close to Gen Z, they're not really troublemakers, but they're not far away from...
All right, let's take a break. Chukudi, thank you.